Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got a fantastic mastermind going to go down today. It's going to be the last one we'll do in the morning. We're going to try and switch it up and bring it in the evening in the upcoming week. The poll for the mastermind, when we asked on, I believe it was Tuesday, was if we should do it later in the day, and we got an overwhelming amount of support for yes, they want to see later in the day. So I think maybe some more people might turn out. I've been really thinking a lot. I want to get back to doing these podcasts, man. We were doing a lot of podcasts in the year before, and I want to bring those back. I want to bring more guests on for people in the community to be in proximity with. And I just see that I got absolutely demolished by Mr. Matt Riley in the chat with the 808 credit score. Nice. I posted a 760, and this man just flexed at 808. 808 Mafia, let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to send out a link for people to get involved. I'm going to send it to the main channel here. We got about 15 people joining us this morning. I'll set it here in live stream. This is your chance to start to end the week by being in proximity with real estate professionals. Fantastic, fantastic. We got Mr. Dan the Man Fazio joining us this morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I can get this man a pig. I don't know where it went, man. Wife came and got me right. Damien says, do you think there will be a new repair calculator coming sometime soon? It is possible. We can make that happen. There's going to be a lot of new stuff coming to the website. That's going to be the biggest thing. We're going to have a lot of resources for people to use on the website. I'm going to be dropping that video that everybody requested. I sent out, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I said, if I can get 50 fire emojis, I will drop a sales breakdown, literally how all of your sales calls should go. And we got 70 fire emojis in less than half an hour. So clearly you guys want to see that. In the process of editing it, and it should be done today. So I'm going to have it posted to the website, and I want everybody to go there if you haven't already and sign up at reirev.com. I've connected with somebody that's going to actually put in some work to helping us build the marketplace out. And like Trevor's asking, why isn't there specific repair calculators per state? There's going to be specific buy box criteria. We're going to actually tell people exactly what is a good deal in these specific areas. We're breaking it all down. Not only are we going to break it down, we're going to give you all the resources that you need. So we're going to give you access to the links that you need to go get a CRM, go get signed up with a company that can really get your marketing going. Like all of the resources that you need, whether you've got a budget to invest or you're starting with nothing, it's going to be exciting, and we're going to really create a lot of opportunity for people. One of the challenges that I want to take on is an agent outreach challenge. I know it's kind of counterintuitive. I'm getting a lot of great leads with my Google stuff coming in, and I'm obviously sticking with that. I'm not taking my foot off the gas or anything. And I am going to try to use the Apex CRM to send some outbound text messages to real estate agents and build up some connections there, see if we can get something off market. But without a further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into it. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Dan.
What's up? What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm just getting started. Already signed a new assignment agreement this morning. So
there you go.
So we're filling the month of August back up, man.
That's a great way to start the week, or the weekend, actually.
Opening up title today, hopefully.
Well, looks like we got some buyers coming through on Trevor's campaign as well. I'm going to be making some calls and setting up a showing either sometime today or tomorrow. We're heading into the weekend here, so it'll be exciting. I got agent photos. Oh, John, I'm so glad you're here, man. If you can, pop up on the stage, brother, because I got to ask you about Terre Haute, Indiana. I don't know where that's at on the map, but I know that you've done some deals out there in Indiana. I feel like we may have even worked something out there. But I've got a property under contract for 30 bands, and yet I don't know if that's how you spell it. I think that is how you spell it in the chat. But I'm thinking we could probably sell it for like 55, 50. I got an agent who said he'll list it for 3,500. Mr. Short, good morning, sir. We've got a deal we're going to be doing here. We're going to get it wrapped up. We got the buyer, the deposit, and earnest. Yeah, it's a novation here, John. All the deals that I'm putting under contract, I'm just trying to get them all novation. All novation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Juan does that. Juan does all novations. All his agreements are all novations. They all have the novation and notification attachee to the contract.
Yeah, I think if there'd be a way to condense it a little bit more and just kind of like throw it on the standard purchase and sale, that would be awesome.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
But yes, he makes sure they get all that because they like to be able to list all the properties they have on the MLS, not just investor left things like that, but everything. So
Yeah. Oh, I got another agent walking a property out in Texas today.
you do.
Yeah, they're finally getting out to that property for that mobile home to see if we can make something happen. That was that one seller that found my Instagram.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, she never left. I mean, she was just
Okay.
pointing that out, you know. But I kept the deal. I kept the deal on the table. I can't even say I did, man. God put that deal on the table, man.
That's what you told her, at least. Yeah.
Well, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Steve. Good to see you this morning.
Bro, where's Steve been? Steve's
Hustling, man.
Steve's
He's in
been
hustle season.
he's in hustle mode right now, man.
That's good, man. I like to see it. Get into the money, get into the bag.
He's keeping it real. He's keeping it real low key right now.
Andrew asks, "How have you been, Dan?"
How have I been? I am I'm doing better than I deserve. Doing better than I deserve, Andrew. Doing better than I deserve, man. Every day.
Dan helped me out with
Been trying.
a campaign yesterday, man, with some Facebook ads. We're trying to get, going direct to owner occupant, trying to get some of these owner occupant leads. Dan and Trevor, and Dan and I, we worked on that, and Dan whipped up a fire creative. We tweaked it a little, and it's blowing up. Looks good.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there. Is what I've realized. There's a lot of people out there that need to buy property, and they can't qualify because of whatever reason. And the people that have qualified 2 or 3 years ago can no longer afford to make the payment. But the people who can't qualify can afford to make the payments. They just can't qualify for the loan. It's a crazy, crazy world we live in.
I'm getting a lot of mobile home leads coming through on Google, man. I got to figure out how to dial it back to the single family side. I've been watching the ad groups and the keywords that they're typing in, and none of them have anything to do with mobile homes. I guess these sellers really think that their mobile homes are just houses. I guess it just comes through. I was thinking about it. I gotta figure something out because if I'm getting all these leads, there's got to be something I can do to make something of it.
Well, the housing industry right now is in an interesting place. So if you have a mobile home, there's probably a lot of people that'd be willing to buy a manufactured home right now that just can't buy it cash, and a lot of banks and lenders won't lend on cash homes or manufactured homes. So if you can buy the manufactured homes and you can offer your own financing terms on the manufactured homes, I think there's a lot of opportunity there.
One of the opportunities that I had was yesterday. I've been getting leads across the board. I got something in Knoxville, Tennessee. Andrew, let me know if you are flipping in that area because I got somebody out in Knoxville that says, and I got a lead come in right now. These are good times, man. I got somebody that has three properties, 3 or 4 properties. One of them, it's almost finished. The other, like 2 or 3, are occupied, but they don't want to walk away empty-handed on their flip. They started flipping it, and it's really almost done. They've done a lot of the major stuff, repairing floor joists and HVAC, that kind of stuff. But they're gonna need somebody to get them across the finish line. And I sat down and I explained what profit shares could look like. I asked for a minimum of $25,000. And I'd like to maybe assign this to somebody who has the capacity to, you know, take on the project, for maybe $5,000, something small, just to keep the marketing going. And it doesn't look like it needs a lot of work, but I'm trying to get maybe something scheduled for Saturday. I had somebody in here that was interested, but I'm not sure, how serious they are. But I've definitely got to get somebody to go and take a look at that because I think there's some money to be made.
We're a week away from the Miami networking event. If you guys haven't reached out to me yet, make sure you do that. I'm gonna be going over some important key factors at the event on what I think is a good shift. And John actually just kind of touched on one of the things that I'm going to kind of be talking about is shifting your offers to buyers. So shifting how you're pitching these assignment options to buyers.
Just got a text from an agent. Assignment options to buyers. What is? Can you? I know you're going to break that down during the event, but I think we'll probably have to leave it for the event because I know that's going to be a lot of sauce to talk about. That'll
Yeah,
probably be the main topic.
I spoke about it slightly in my mastermind group. We spoke about it slightly last week in terms of like marketing, like how to shift your marketing into more of a niche section, right? And how to really change the way that you're trying to find homeowners that are looking to sell. Um, I just think that wholesaling, as it's been so far, is not doesn't have much of a life left in what it can, continue to go on as. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start trying to shift people's mindset into understanding that the typical approach to wholesaling may not necessarily be the way that you want to continue to try to run your actual business or develop your business. But that doesn't mean that you want to stop doing things the way that you're doing. It's just that you want to change the approach to how you've been, how people have been teaching it for so long. And what I'm afraid of is I'm afraid that we have all these people that made success, because the people that you see selling courses and stuff, we've talked about this multiple times, but they're not actively in the business. They're not actively in the industry. They have success at one point or another, and then they realize that there's money in selling the knowledge that they had to build. But what they don't understand is the industry constantly shifts and changes. So what was standard 5 years ago in real estate wholesaling wasn't the same way to do it 3 years ago. And now it's getting to the point where it's literally changing every single month. And, you have to be able to understand the shift. So I think that if you have that hustler mentality and thinking that this is going to be something that you're going to hustle a house to somebody, you're probably never even going to get to your first deal. And
Dan, I think that's why we got to really put a lot of time and effort into creating a lot of great information for people to have access to, is because that's that gap. We talk about it every week. A lot of people don't have that instruction, that play by play, step by step guide that they need to actually go out and start generating leads, right? Because the reality is, if you have no sales experience, you're not going to be closing deals as easily as somebody that has already been in the business, understands how to pre-qualify sellers, understands how to offer realistic solutions to these people. People like Dan, people like me, people like Andrew, anybody with a gold or blue check mark, definitely a gold check mark, knows how to offer multiple solutions to a seller. We're not just asking for 50 cent on the dollar wholesale fees. Like, we're not sending a 20K offer on a 100K house every time. Sometimes if a seller's looking for 30K and no flipper is going to pay you more than 25, you might have to take it to the open market, right? You have to have other options. And that's what I think we should really try to focus on sharing, is just, we have so many different options. I don't even like the term wholesaling anymore, because I feel like it's just been completely tainted. The industry, everybody has this preconceived notion about what wholesaling is in general. We are off market, direct to seller, real estate acquisition specialists. All right, we're done with this wholesaling nonsense, because that means something different to everybody you talk to. Okay, when you explain to an agent that you run Google ads and that people reach out to you, it's a whole different conversation with the amount of respect that individual is going to have versus somebody who's heard wholesaling on TikTok or Instagram and is just making calls and they don't know what they're doing. Off market, direct to seller, real estate acquisition specialists.
We're going to talk about at my event too. We're going to talk about how to actually have a conversation. So that's why I'm bringing Juan in. Juan's really going to talk about how to actually structure not just the way that you're talking. So we're going to talk about grammar, believe it or not. We're going to talk about how to get on the phone, how to not sound like you're selling drugs. We're going to talk about the difference between the two, right? Like the reason that you can sell other things and not have to become across as professional, but in this business, you're going to have to really come across as professional. If you guys have heard me talk about multiple times, I did a whole thing where I was letting some of you guys come up and call my leads. The first thing that I hit a lot of you on is I said, you need to change the way that you speak. A lot of people don't know this, but I was in journalism school for 6 months before I switched to microbiology. And I was in journalism school for a semester. And the first thing that they try to teach you is how to actually speak when you're in front of a camera, and that you don't have to sound like that all the time. But if you notice, if you watch a journalist on TV, there's a reason that they talk the way that they do on TV. But if you meet one of them off the camera, they don't sound like that. And the reason being is that they have to have this, they have to have a sort of a congruent sort of across the board way that everyone should sound, so that certain things aren't taken out of context, certain things aren't mispronounced. It comes across as sort of like a professional line that they have to stay on or above. So it doesn't mean that they have to be that person all the time, and most of them are not, right? They don't talk to their friends that way. And while I do think that you should be able to have a casual conversation with somebody, you have to be very careful. And you know, and I've heard a lot of people say, well, I'm just from a different culture than you. It doesn't matter. I'm here to tell all of you guys right now, it doesn't matter what culture you're from. I don't care if you're from the streets. I don't care if you're from the top of, if you grew up in a penthouse. I don't care if you grew up in one of the richest neighborhoods in Delaware or one of the poorest neighborhoods in Oakland, California. It doesn't matter. You have to become the person that you want to be already. You need to sound like it. You got to act like it. And a lot of you in here, you don't. And it blows my mind. I can tell by the way that you come across in the chat. You're trying to, and then you try to defend your position on that's the way that you just talk because that's the place that you come from. And it's not acceptable.
There's this guy
And we're
named
going to talk about that.
Jim Quick. He says, if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them.
100%. That's a great quote. It's a fantastic quote. There he is. There's the king of radio himself. There he is.
Which is exactly why I chose to hop on here today. Dan, I couldn't agree more with what you said. It simply goes down to the law of assumption. If you want to be a professional in this industry, in any industry, you need to assume the actions, the mindset, the behavior, the characteristics, the persona of the person you wish to become. And over time, by assuming those characteristics, you will slowly mold into that person. But truth be told, how do you expect for us to take you serious as a wannabe real estate investor if you don't act like a real estate investor? You might not be one now, but at your very core, you need to believe that that's who you will become. And in doing so, if it's something you really want to do, you will act like that person. And then that's what really draws our attention at the end of the day. Because look at me. I remember when I first joined REI Rev, I was far. I've been in everybody's shoes, from the person who just joined yesterday to John Johnson, who created this. God, how many years ago, bro?
We're looking at almost
It's been a while.
4 years that was created.
So, but from day one, though, I knew, and by seeing at the people speaking on stage, by seeing the podcasts that we used to have, if I want to get to their level, I have to act like I'm already on their level. Admit when I'm wrong. At the end of the day, I was just a noob, as we all were noobs. But eventually, by practicing what I wanted to preach in the future, I became the person that I am today. Just a little knowledge nugget for you guys. And likewise, as you can tell, tonality. Speak slow, speak relaxed, speak clearly, and think about what you're going to say before you say it. Trust me, it's going to be a changer, especially when you're doing acquisitions with property owners.
We might just wrap it up right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Came in at the last minute.
We just, I think that, like I said it multiple times before, you're. Sorry, people. People call my phone nonstop, and it automatically mutes me. You're the moment that you get inside of the chat and start typing, and the way that you have your name, spelled out and everything. I really wouldn't say that it's mandatory, but it definitely does make a difference the way that we view you as an individual. It definitely does.
You don't remember D's Nuts, Dan? There was this guy.
I don't remember. I don't remember. There's probably been quite a few people with that name.
It's like, no offense, you're in the greatest real estate community to ever exist, and you want to call yourself These Nuts.
Well,
is that really how you want to be known?
It's just like yesterday, and I don't even know if he's in here, but there was a guy in the chat, and his name is his username is like Toonie something, and he's trying to come across as like, I'm a mortgage professional, I own a mortgage company. Then I was talking to a guy 2 weeks ago whose name was Menace, and he had a picture of an anime character. I like watching anime. I'm an anime fan, to a certain degree, probably not as extreme as some people, but I mean, there's just a lot of it. Those are just two examples, but there's a lot of it, and there's a lot of these people who come in and they have these like very outlandish names, right? Like it's like menace or some type of character that they idolize. Their profile picture is somebody that they see on you know um, TV that they admire or whatever. You go,
But hey, you know
I mean,
what we got coming up here, with this website. I've been talking to a developer about it, and I want people to really be incentivized to link their discords when they create that profile online and when they use their real name. And what we're gonna see is everybody who's signed up to the website, guys. If you're not already, go and sign up. reirev.com. If you don't already have access to incredible disposition platforms, if you don't have access to buyers, if you have deals that you need sold, if you have creative leads or any sort of leads that you need to submit, you can submit them there to reirev.com. We're going to be putting it there. So make sure that you get an account there while you can. The Discord is going to be changing. It's going to become a requirement that you have your full name and that you also link your phone number so that we can make sure we're on top of the people that are in here. We want to be in proximity with real people. We're doing real business here. This is not a get rich quick scheme or scam. We are conducting ourselves as professionals in here. And everybody that is also a real estate professional is going to make sure they understand that and they're going to conduct themselves in the same manner. On top of that, it's very important to know who you're doing business with. The number one part of community is to have accountability, to keep and hold people accountable to what they do. And just like Dan was mentioning earlier in the week about your reputation, and when you join the channel, you start to create that reputation for yourself. That's the reality. Once you start to speak and engage and contribute to the community, you're building your brand here, and it's a level playing field. Everybody can build a brand for themselves. We've seen people just like Ernesto, who's come in here, little to no experience, having closed a few deals, learned, contributed to the conversation, contributed to the community, broken bread with members of the community, and now Ernesto has come up here and he's shared some amazing sauce. Just as we see in the side chat, people are praising him for what he shared here today. We have
hey,
to hold each other accountable.
Kyle Wood's first deal closes today, and the assignment agreement that I just signed today from Mr. Woods is a JV with Kyle. So
There you go.
the Woods boys, they're cleaning up out here. They're mopping up out here.
Are they related? Is
But
Dalton and Kyle
they're not.
related?
They're not related. His Dalton's last name is Woods. Kyle's last name is Wood. So there's a slight difference there. But yeah.
There you go.
Kudos to Aaron for changing his profile picture to a professional picture. That's the kind of action we like to see. You might look, truth be told, it might sound insignificant to you guys, but it's really not. It really isn't. No offense. You want to become a real estate investor, yet you have a picture of Goku on your profile pic. Is that who you idolize? Or do you idolize yourself and you want to be a
I do
badass?
idolize Goku, but he's not my profile picture.
Which
So
is why, I'm saying though, like, okay, if you want to, if look, whatever you want to do in your bedroom, Dan, if you want to have a shrine of Goku, that's fine by me. But I'm just saying, in this Discord, you want to idolize yourself. You will not have a profile pic of Michael Jordan. You're gonna have yourself because you are a badass and you will become a badass, and you need to believe that from the minute you join here. Other than that, I'm not taking anybody serious if they don't have a picture of themselves. That's just me though.
And I like that you said that, Ernesto. You want to conduct yourself in a manner that exudes professionalism. And to do that, really showing the world who you are, whether it's you as an individual or your brand, your company, whatever you stand for, that's ultimately going to be a reflection of who you are, right? Don't build your brand off of some other character, athlete, celebrity, right? We want to know who you are. We are real people in real estate doing real business here.
I
But
mean,
I'd
what's
love
what's the
to.
quote of the community? Real people, real estate, right?
That's right. That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
I'd love to open it up. Let's talk about some deals. Let's talk about what's going on in everybody's business. Um, Huge shout out to everybody that's taking action right now and going to their Discord settings to actually adjust their profile so that they can actually show the world that's in here who they are and what they stand for. Make sure that you're taking some time to invest into your profile. It's very important. But in the meantime, let's open it up. I love for some people to come and join us up on the stage this morning and talk to us about what's going on in their business.
Come on, don't be shy now. We don't bite unless you provoke Dan. He will. John, you want me to kickstart it?
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. So, as most of you may or may not know, I am a New Jersey native. However, I have not done a single transaction in my home state until Monday. God willing,
Let's
I
go.
have the first deal that's closing in my home market. Funny enough, it was a referral, right? That's why, truth be told, guys, even if you don't, even if you think your home market is extremely competitive, just create the brand for yourself, and eventually people are going to say, oh my gosh, you need to sell your house quick. Ernesto buys houses. He told me he bought a house. Isn't that
Mm-hmm.
cool? And so, funny enough, this was a friend of mine. His ex's stepfather declared Chapter 13 bankruptcy. He was in pre foreclosure as well. And he pretty much just wanted to walk away from the property. And so, lo and behold, my guy connected me with him. He said, hey, Ernesto, I know you do the whole real estate thing. You think you could help him out? Truth be told, guys, I'd never had to deal with a bankruptcy case before. But guess what? I did. I learned, I conducted myself professionally. If I didn't know something, simply put, I would just ask the attorneys. I'd show them the repertoire of deals that I did to provide some sort of credibility so they knew that they weren't dealing with a nobody. And God willing, that deal is going to close on Monday. My first deal in my home market. And it feels great, actually. After doing so many deals virtually, it feels good to actually drive 30 minutes and see the house that I'm actually double closing on. So you could
Hey.
say that I'm buying that one in my home state. So it's close to home. It's a win in my book. Other than that, a lot of deals in Las Vegas with the private funds that I've been working with. That's mainly what I've switched my business model to. So if anybody wants to partner up, whether it be with John, Dan, or myself, or anybody in here, do not hesitate. We're here. We're real people, and we really do this business.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's just a little win I wanted to share with you guys. Little Friday afternoon motivation. We'd love to hear from other people in the community as well. At the end of the day, right? We're a family, and every win is celebrated, no matter how big or small.
Congratulations, Ernesto, for that. I know that's a huge accomplishment. I mean, even to just be doing this completely virtually is huge, but to get something in your backyard's got to feel different. I remember my first deal was in my backyard.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so I guess I'll go next. But like the last couple of weeks, I've been like, it's like more about accountability and stuff. So I've been like complacent and like just do SMS and just like, and that didn't generate me any leads and stuff, barely anything. And then some deals didn't go through. It was like a couple of them, like three. So I kind of like put me in a little bubble. I was like, dang, like I'm not getting anything out of it. But then I realized that if I was this close. So if I just continue doing what I'm doing, and I'll probably make it somewhere. So what I was doing before was like cold calling. So before it was on Dan's what's it called? It was on Dan's when he used to like stream and do mock role playing and stuff. I used to cold call every day and getting better at it each time, and I was like honestly very appreciative of that. And I was cold calling, getting some leads from there. And I stopped just doing that, just became complacent on like PPL and stuff, like just paying per lead, and then that was getting me like some deals and stuff. So I was like, might as well just like keep doing that, and like I didn't build a system for myself. So then I truly like myself in my eyes, I feel just like being complicit on that side. So what I was doing yesterday was like what I do yesterday. I got prop stream basically, right? I paid a little 97. It doesn't matter to me. Invested into like my business and stuff just so I could grow because I was using a prop wire before. That would not give me the most accurate data. So yesterday, like to be more accountable, I had to put some money into it. So what I'm doing now is just building a system where I just cold call, get better at it, get my first deals. Like then I scale it up. Hopefully I scale it up, But I just gotta put a consistency and time into it just to generate more leads because I can honestly close. But yeah, that's what it is. Just like taking my own accountability, knowing that it's me versus me. Like there's no one else in this business that besides me, and I'll only like succeed if I put my own work into it and not rely upon anybody else or anything else. So yeah, that's it.
What most of you have to all understand right now was what Jab just said, is that you're really just need to be focused on just learning everything you can about the business. Not how big your assignment fees are, not about establishing or hiring an employee, because that's a whole other skill set. But you need to learn everything you can about real estate because you need to be able to identify yourself as a real estate expert. The reason that guys like myself and a lot of other people inside of this server have been able to, work with each other on an effective basis is because we all understand our strengths. So the reason that we've been able to do that is just through experience, though, is really just working inside of the business, not having a big ego, and just continuing to try to understand everything we can about the deal. About I didn't know how to comp perfectly when I first got started. I didn't understand that, just because a house is the same bedroom and bath, I thought you could just go, you could just scale it up by the square footage. Oh, if this house is 1,200, but my house is 1,800, I just add that square footage and I have in my ARV or what. And then, later on, I was explained to me why that doesn't work. And so you're not going to get everything perfect right off the jump. You're not going to get everything understanding as soon as you start, but the process of learning and becoming an expert just comes with just going from deal to deal and just trying to understand the process a little bit better each and every single time. And I've seen Jab be able to do that. He started off with like on a very low level, and he's worked really hard. He's worked really hard to try to prove that he is worthy to be in this business, and I think that that's very admirable. So I just want to say that I'm very proud of the effort that he's been applying since I've seen him start on day one. So, like I said, every single time I pay attention, John pays attention. We don't need you to tell us what you're doing, how many deals you've closed. We will know. I will know who's really real from just the way that you carry yourself and the way that you talk and the way that you present. I don't need to tell me how much property you own, what deals you've done, this or that. I don't need you to tell me that. I'll be able to tell. I've been around enough people in my life who are actually successful, and I've been around a lot of people who are trying to pretend to be successful. So don't try to pretend, just come in genuine and just try to absorb. And that's exactly what Jab's done. And he's applied the effort behind the scenes every single day. He's in here every single day making the calls, putting in the effort. And you can see him, scaling his way up.
To piggyback on what you said, Dan, greatness is not found in the man that falls. Greatness is found in the man or woman that falls, but picks himself up, dusts themselves off, and continues the grind. You could fall 1,000 times. Just make sure you get up 1,001 times and you repeat every single day the actions that we tell you that when it's meant for you. A lot of you guys are impatient. Trust me, I was there. And I still am sometimes. I'm not perfect. But if you keep being consistent, you keep dusting yourself off after when you fall, because we all fall. We're not invulnerable. You will reap. Sorry, got a call. You will reap the boundless fruit of your labor. Well, with that being said, fellas, I do have to bounce. It's always a pleasure seeing you all. I'll try my best to be here a little more often. But in the meantime, guys, REI Rev is the place to be. Go sign up on the website. If you haven't already, share this on social media. Share the podcast. We'd love to get more people in here. At the end of the day, we're a community. We're here to help you. Never forget that.
Appreciate you, Ernesto. Always a pleasure, brother. What an incredible community that we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every single one of you that shows up on a regular basis is committed to your future as a real estate professional. Whether you've already closed multiple deals or you're just getting started, you are in the right place. you are in proximity with the right people, and you are receiving the positive energy that you need to stay focused. We got Mr. REI Dreams on the stage with us. Good morning, REI Dreams.
Hey there. Sorry for the delay. So my name is Jan. I'm trying to force myself to be a little bit more social and do a little bit more networking. I'm typically kind of like a lone shark or a lone wolf. I invest in the manufacturing space. I started with wholesaling residential. I have rentals and stuff like that, but looking to scale the manufacturing business up to purchasing a mobile home park. So I don't know if anyone here is in the space, but that's kind of one of my goals.
That's awesome. I can think of a few people that come to mind. John is one of them who's buying mobile home parks. What is John's last name? Barlow, right? That's his last name. Uber. In here, you'll see he's doing mobile home parks. There are a lot of people, man, that are doing stuff across the board. You know, the people that are in here aren't just doing wholesale. They're not just agents. You'll find investors, you know, that are doing big stuff, developments, every once in a while. And one of the things that I really want to focus on is connecting those players, you know, that are really focusing on, you know, bigger stuff, that have established businesses, and how is it that we can kind of facilitate business between, you know, people that have already gotten a foundation set up for themselves. So not just focused on people that are building their foundation, but those of us that have established a track record and want to do more, putting those people in proximity with each other.
Yeah, that would be great. I could message. I don't know if we have a channel that's separate for just, you know, manufactured homes, but I'd love to get the people's information and try to do a call and discuss the options. I haven't been very active in the chat probably in the last year, but I'll try to be in the future.
Well, welcome, man. I appreciate you joining us and introducing yourself to the community, letting people know, you know, what you do. Where is it that you do business?
I'm in the DMV, specifically Baltimore is my target market, but I'm branching out to DC and Delaware. Luckily, where I am, there's lots of mobile home parks and some very large ones too. So I don't have to go too far.
That's awesome. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, myself.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm based in Baltimore, Locust Point.
Nice. I'll put you in touch with the guy. I'll tag him in the chat, and I'll tag you in the chat. There's a chat channel. Let's see, your name is REI Dreams. And we'll get John Barlett, not Barlow, Barlett. Sorry, John.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All good. Do you want me to share a recent deal or?
Yeah, man, talk to us about what's going on. What's going on in your business? What deals are you working on right now?
I closed on an assignment yesterday, 30K spread. I typically aim for 20. Yeah, that's what I typically aim for, 20 to 25K per deal. So yeah, I do about a deal a month on average.
Nice. And are you going direct to seller with your marketing and getting these people locked up under contract?
Yeah.
Or do you operate?
Well, when I first started, I had to, I'm in the mobile home park space, but there's also the mobile homes that are attached to land that are real estate. So that's another segment I haven't even explored. So I do the mobile homes that are classified as a vehicle. So I started off by going to all the parks and making the connections, and I was able to do that successfully at some parks. There was that. I send mailers. I have SEO. I have Google Ads. If you type in sell mobile home Maryland, I'll most likely come up.
Nice. Well, I'll definitely
So
keep that in
yeah,
mind. For anybody else that's doing some mobile home stuff, feel free to tap in with REI Dreams. What is your name?
Jan, YAN.
Jan, pleasure to meet you, man.
Likewise. Yeah, I mean, also, rentals, flips. I do those too.
Cool. Anywhere in the DMV?
Yeah. I'm doing I'm renovating a 4-unit building in Federal Hill, Baltimore City right now.
There you go. Well, that's exciting, man. Um, Keep us posted, man. Come back and talk to us about what's going on, and make sure you let everybody in the channel know what's up, what's going on. You can always post about stuff, in that chat channel, and post pictures of your projects, that kind of stuff. Let people see, and people that are interested in mobile home parks will gravitate towards you, man. You will find more people popping up that want to work with you, work for you, um, if they know what you're doing and how active you are.
Yeah, for sure. I'll try. I'm trying to force myself to do social media and get out there. So,
Hey, well, I think you'll enjoy it.
well, thanks for letting me take the stage. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, Jan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting calls left and right, so I know I've got to hop off here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, you need to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link to reirev.com. Go sign up right now before we hop off this call. Go to reirev.com and sign up. We've got an amazing marketplace. What we have done with post deals, where we had everybody posting their deals to the Discord, it got completely overwhelming. Discord is not the best utilization of opportunity, for posting your deals. Go sign up to the website. The website is going to be where we're going to have the deals posted. We're going to have a marketplace. You're going to be able to buy and sell amongst each other. And you're also going to be able to upload deals to be blasted to millions of buyers, okay? So it's going to be an incredible opportunity. There's going to be nothing like this. There already is nothing like this, folks. We've got an incredible community here of amazing, beautiful people. And we will catch you back here on Monday. Take care, everybody, and we will catch you in the next one.